The stage is set, and on June the 1st, history will be written. The 2023-2024 Champions League edition is about to end, and for the last match, the legendary Real Madrid will be facing the hard-working team Dortmund. It is not the first time these two teams face each other on the European stage. In one of those confrontations, Lewandowski introduced himself to the world by scoring 4 goals and beating a strong Madrid side led by Cristiano Ronaldo. Lewandowski's old teammates, Royce and Hummels, are now the leaders of this Dortmund team and did a great job helping the younger players in their squad. However, does the German team have enough weapons to beat Real Madrid? Coming from a season in which they started with key players getting injured, Real Madrid is the king of Spain with only 1 loss in the league. When Courtois, Alaba, and Militao got injured in the first 2 matches of the league, nobody believed Real Madrid could compete with Barcelona FC or other teams in Europe. At this point, the coach had to take his chance and change things around to keep the team competitive. Although it took some time, these changes made this season really paid off for Real Madrid. First off, Ancelotti decided to change the formation from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2, allowing the new arrival Jude Bellingham to play a key role. Due to the injuries, Ancelotti decided to believe in Lunin, Rudiger, and Nacho by making them recurrent starters in the defense. On top of that, Modric was given less minutes, allowing players like Tchouaméni or Camavinga to have more minutes as defensive midfielders. Kroos was given the role to control the tempo of the team, which made him the heart of this new counter attacking Real Madrid. The result of these adjustments were outstanding, and this version of Real Madrid had been the most consistent since the record-breaking Real Madrid team coached by Mourinho. In the 2023-2024 La Liga season, Real Madrid not only had the best attack of the league, but also the best defense, which shows how dominant they were. This momentum also carried in the Champions League, where they had virtually the hardest path to the finals. They faced teams like Napoli, RB Leipzig, Man City, and Bayern. Even when the odds were not in their favor, Real Madrid always found a way to surpass themselves and overcome adversity. As a result, we now see a team full of confidence, led by a mix of legend and rising stars that want to bring home the 15th Champions League title for Real Madrid. On the other hand, Dortmund did not have a stellar campaign in the German league. The club sold one of their best talents, Jude Bellingham, to Real Madrid at the end of an impressive campaign in the 2022-2023 Bundesliga. However, they fell short in the last match, and Bayern was crowned champion of Germany. So the pundits were wondering how they would bounce back this year and if they had a good enough squad to compete against Bayern again. Unfortunately, it was not the case, because Dortmund lacked substance and structure at the beginning of the season. This caused them to lose a lot of points in the first half of the season, falling behind Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. To make matters worse, Dortmund ended with PSG, AC Milan, and Newcastle in the same group for the group stage of the Champions League. The group was called the Group of Death, and no one predicted that Dortmund would finish first ahead of PSG. In Europe, the German team showed a different side, and you could see that they wanted to be here and compete. Winning Champions League games boosted the confidence of players like Jadon Sancho, Julian Brandt, and Matt Hummels, who became stellar as the season progressed. In the Bundesliga, Dortmund finished at the 5th place, which can be characterized as a failure for a team of this standard. Their 2023-2024 season was saved by their impressive run in the Champions League. In the quarterfinals, they faced Atletico Madrid, who is the only team that beat Real Madrid this season. When Dortmund traveled to Madrid, they were losing 2-0 until the 81st minute when Haller scored a goal, reducing the lead going into the second leg. The match in Germany was a thriller. Dortmund scored the first 2 goals, but Atletico tied the game in the 64th minute. Pushed by the home fans, the Dortmund team found the strength and scored 2 more goals in less than 4 minutes, ending the game with a 4-2 victory. It was now time to face PSG once more in the semifinals. This time, Dortmund beat the French teams in both legs and totally shut down Mbappé. The second game was considered a defensive masterclass from Dortmund because PSG only had 5 shots on target, although having 70% of possession and shooting 30 times. Dortmund showed their resilience and their willingness to outwork their opponents. With Madrid's offense being so lethal, we can expect Dortmund to continue in their effort to outwork their opponents in all aspects of the games. Unfortunately, Real Madrid players are also known for their defensive discipline and hard work all over the field. So, which elements could make the difference in this final? Dortmund has drastically changed since the last time they faced Real Madrid, so they will benefit from an aspect of unpredictability. This is how they shocked the stronger teams they faced. As underdogs, they beat the opposition by showing pragmatism and humility in their playing style. They rely on their solid defense, top speed from their wingers, and their tall, physical strikers. However, their main strength comes from their selflessness in the defensive efforts. Everybody in the squad defends and helps each other. That is how they were able to shut down a great forward like Mbappe. However, Real Madrid is another beast. Compared to the opposition Dortmund faced, the Spanish team is way stronger offensively and defensively. Real Madrid will come to the final relying on their experience in the Champions League. All the players in the expected starting 11 have been to the Champions League finals already. Even crazier, players like Kroos and Carvajal have won the Champions League 5 times. Although Dortmund stopped Mbappe, Vinicius could be a nightmare for them. Against Bayern, he showed how relentless he can be in his run and quest for victory. With Bellingham and Rodrigo at his side, Dortmund could have a harder time containing so many offensive varieties for 90 minutes. Although many forget, both teams were not expected to reach the final when the season started. Pundits' favorites were Man City and Arsenal. So, this final could be a battle of underdogs, which is something we rarely see. We cannot wait to see who will win the trophy, since they could be the last ones for the 2 German legends, Toni Kroos and Marco Reus, who are leaving their team this year.